You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
Well, powered up party people and pop culture junkies. What's going on? This is your boy Al Mega back on the scene, coming at you live with another spine-tingling, creator-powered episode of the Comic Crusaders Podcast. And yo, this week, the shadows grow deeper, pun intended. The Halloween team is back, baby, with issue numero dos, number 2 of Halloween Team Shadows. And it's straight from our good friends over at Comic Press. Now, we're going to be talking monsters, mystery, with the mastermind himself. So I need y'all to grab that pumpkin spice. I need you to lock your doors right now, all right? And light that jack-o'-lantern, because we're going to be diving deep into the next terrifying chapter of the supernatural saga that is Halloween Team Shadows. So let's get spooky, baby, with the one, the only, the big boss of horror himself, Danny Baram. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me. Quite the intro, as always. Really appreciate it.
I love everybody's energy. Bro, be proud. Own it. That's all you. Everything that I'm talking about is sourced. I build it is because that is what you have done. And you guys animate me. I get proud. So, Danny, welcome back. What, like the third time already? You are Comic Crusaders Familia already. Forget about it.
You guys have supported me since the beginning, so really appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. You're an honorary Crusader. It's just the rap. So for those that don't know, again, and how dare they don't, you better catch up, all right? Well, yeah, just a little bit of a throwback. Let them know, where you're originally from, and give them a little tease of the, not Shadows, but what Halloween Team is.
Yeah, so I'm Danny Baram. I'm originally from a small town in Connecticut, Bloomfield, Connecticut, near Hartford. I moved to the LA area a while back, so I've been here in Burbank for many years now, but I definitely have that small town New England roots in me, and that's very much reflected in Halloween Team. Halloween Team, if you're not familiar, it's a comic book project that I started a few years ago. And we originally self-published the first 4 issues and then did it as a collected edition. And it's basically kind of a fun, spooky adventure. If you like things like Stranger Things, Buffy, it's very much in that vein. And it's basically about a group of childhood friends who are in this small New England town, Greenwood, Massachusetts. And as kids, they gathered around a campfire. They told scary stories, almost like if you remember the old Nickelodeon show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which was an inspiration. Great show. But the twist here is not only did they tell scary stories, they also, actually went out and hunted monsters and demons and solved mysteries and had all kinds of adventures as kids.
Very Monster Squad-ish, right?
Yeah, I would say so. But then the story here in Halloween Team, it picks up 20 years later. So now these kids are in their 30s. They're adults.
Not so much kids.
Exactly. They're not kids anymore. Although, a lot of the theme of the book is kind of the struggles of trying to be an adult and finding out what your place is in the world and how to do adulting, all the millennial...
I don't want to be doing adulting, Danny. I don't care about adulting. I hate it. Bro, you know what's crazy, Danny? I don't know if you felt this way, but growing up, right?
Yeah.
As kids, we were trying to rush into adulthood so bad.
Mm-hmm.
If we could tell ourselves, right, our little selves in time travel, would you tell yourself, don't rush to grow up?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. I feel like, in the adult world, in kind of corporate America, in a lot of the jobs that me and my friends work in, there's so much, everyone is so serious. And I think people need to remind themselves sometimes how to have fun, how to be kind, empathetic, and so you lose that sometimes in the world we live in as adults. So, like in Halloween Team, to bring it back, in the first volume, Tommy is sort of the main kind of POV character, and he has this more sort of innocent worldview. And so a lot of the original story is told through that lens of like this guy who really yearns to go back to childhood and has this super nostalgic look at his own childhood. And so a lot of the theme of the book is that, and how do you reconcile that nostalgia with the realities of growing up and being an adult. Now, there's also monsters and demons and magic and all kinds of
a lot of fun to go with that.
So yeah,
I mean, they're not trying to go meta over here.
Right. Yeah, but it always comes from the characters first and the themes first. So I do, that's always a fun part to talk about.
Well, you already made a fan, and Beyond the Vikings shout out. He says, "Sounds cool, wonderful. Another cool thing for me to spend my money on."
Nice.
Yes. It's worthy. It's worthy, Bjorn. Trust me.
And I will say, just we'll talk about Halloween Team Shadows, but the new issue number 1, is out just as of last week, and it's only $2.99 to buy it digitally. So, you get really, yeah.
My man segued right into it, because I was about to ask him. I mean, Halloween Team, like you had that book. Now you got this new series, if you will, Shadows.
Exactly.
Talk to me about this dope new issue from Comic Crusaders. You know what? No, I got teasers for issue 2, so I'm gonna leave that there. Okay. But talk to me about that issue numero 1.
Yeah, so issue number 1 of Halloween Team Shadows just came out last week. You can get it digitally through Amazon, Global Comics, Comics.one, through Comicker's website. And this is a sequel series to Halloween Team. So when we first did Halloween Team, it was kind of tough because we didn't know if we would be able to continue it or not. So we wrote it.
Wait a minute. Let's get into that little story there. What do you mean that you thought you couldn't continue? What happened? What happened since the last time we spoke then? Shit. What happened?
No, all I mean to say is that, we self-published it originally. And so we didn't know. I mean, it's a lot to self-publish your own comic. And so I really hoped that there would be more, and we left it open for more stories. But it wasn't totally clear if we would have a way to continue it. Luckily, through Comicker, we were able to partner with them, and they were interested in more Halloween Team stories. So I breathed a big sigh of relief when I realized that, because there are a lot of loose ends from the first volume that I really wanted to get a chance to wrap up. I wanted to explore more of the characters, get more into their backstories.
Can I ask you, though, as a creator, this is your baby, how did you feel in that moment that you possibly thought, like, shit, I might not be able to continue this? What did you think in that moment?
I think I just wanted to be able to tell a complete story. So I was very paranoid in a sense when we first released Halloween Team, because I felt like it read pretty well as a self-contained story, but it also ends on a cliffhanger. So I really felt like I would be disappointing people if I never got to continue that cliffhanger and resolve it.
You took the first issue special approach, though, from DC. You remember that, right? They had a whole one called the first issue special. Every issue was the first issue, and if people connected, it would continue. Like I think the most popular one out of all those that continue was Warlord. Introducing that OMAC, the Green Team, the new gods.
Yeah, those are all the ones that were featured. Sorry, this is a total tangent, but in Tom King, he did that recent series for DC where it was all those characters.
Manhunter, all that good stuff.
Yeah, really good.
Like, bro, I mean, that was an iconic run. Look at all those names that just dropped. Those are iconic characters. Like, yo.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I'm a big
Halloween
DC
Team is going to be just as iconic. Don't you worry.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really love telling stories in a way that, you know, you end issues on a cliffhanger. I love people like, you know, Robert Kirkman, Brian K. Vaughan, Jeff Johns, who are really good at doing that. And so I try to emulate that in my own writing. But then when you're self-publishing, you know, you write these cliffhanger endings, and you're like, man, I hope I get to continue this. So it was very satisfying to write that sequel.
Danny, are you one of those writers? I've been speaking to a lot of writers recently, and a lot of them take the approach of, I write the ending first and then I lead up to it. Is that your approach with Halloween Team? Because you're like, I leave them on cliffhangers and feel like, shit, I hope I will continue it. I mean, so what's your approach?
I do often have an ending in mind if I'm writing something that's designed to be more self-contained. So like if I write a movie script, I often have the ending in mind because it's written as sort of a self-contained story. Halloween Team, I always thought of as a more serialized story. So I don't have any real ending in mind because the way I think about Halloween Team is more like building this sandbox where anything could happen. It could fuel years and years of storytelling if I wanted it to. So I approach Halloween Team more from that serialized perspective.
All right, so bro, let's talk about this though. This is Halloween Team Shadows, man. Shadows.
Yes.
Now, every great horror, every great scary book has a big bad.
Yes.
What can fans expect from the dark force behind, you know, the who's the villain and this new iteration of Halloween?
Well, in issue number one of the most fun things with Shadows is that we introduced some new villains right off the bat. And a lot of the events in the first volume, you know, if you only read volume one, there wasn't, you couldn't quite understand how everything was connected. There was clearly something else going on that we didn't quite get to in volume one. In Shadows, you start to see more of that interconnection and who's really behind a lot of the events that have taken place in volume one. So we have really fun flashbacks in Shadows issue one to when the team were kids, and you meet a rival team of kid adventurers called the Boney Boys. And Boney Boys are super fun. They're just kind of bullies, assholes that we all like this growing up. They wear these sort of skeleton outfits. They think they run the town. And so they're introduced. But what's really fun is you also see them come back as adults, and you see how they've sort of changed. But what I don't want to spoil too much, but I will say
I hope for the better, because I always think in life that, you know, not that Omega didn't really have. I only can remember one kid. He was a bully to everyone, and he fought with me one day, but the principal stopped me. And to this day, I always think like, if I ever see this person, I still want to get my revenge. I know I'm petty. So I mean, not to spoil, but do any of them still kind of have that assholey vibe?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. Like in issue one of Shadows, we meet Shiloh Boney, who was sort of the leader of the Boney Boys when they were kids. And he actually has changed a lot since he was a kid. But, you know, I'm always very fascinated. Like, how did these bullies become that way? Like, what shaped them to be that way when they were kids? And we start to meet Shiloh's dad, Benjamin Boney, who has a pretty big role in the story and is not a very nice person.
So BB is not nice. I want to use it in this. So BB is not nice.
Exactly, yeah. So he ends up being quite the villain in this series, and you start to get a sense of why did his son Shiloh become the way he is, and how, you know, a whole theme of Halloween Team is what were they like as kids, what are they like now as adults. And so taking that
like a PBS special, you know, one of those specials where you see kids grow up, you know, you see kind of videos of them every 10 years to see how they're doing. I like that. Is that the approach you're taking too? Because that's what I feel like. You're kids, we're going to adults. Are we going to see them as old people if they make it that far?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I think primarily I'm sort of focused on this age group.
Old team Halloween. I like that.
Yeah,
Halloween,
but,
old team.
I do think it's very, like, I think about all the time the kids that I grew up with who were kind of jerks when they were kids, like, what were they like as adults, because I don't keep in touch with a lot of those people.
I would hope not that they fuck with you. I mean, you know what? F them, you know what I mean? I hope they're well in their lives. That way I can.
But I think, it's fascinating to think about. And especially if you're in a small town, like I moved to LA, so I don't encounter people I grew up with very much in my day-to-day life now. But if you're in a small town and you sort of have always been there, then you see those people all the time. Like if I go back to Connecticut now to visit my family, the first thing that happens is you run into these people you went to grade school.
Go back to your old hood. You're like, what up?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel when I go to New York, you know what I mean? But bro, again, talking about that, you are weaving those themes of trauma and resilience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are the core messages, and anchors in number 2 that you hope that people can maybe, notice? Now you balance that scares with heart and hope, because you're like doing a lot. You really making us connected to these characters, bro.
Yeah, I mean, in volume 1, like I said, it's all through Tommy's eyes. And the whole theme in volume 1 is he's very nostalgic for the past and he wants to recreate it. In volume 2, the whole theme is that you can't really go back to where you were. And the team starts out in volume 2 very fractured, very divided because of some of the revelations at the end of volume 1. And so the theme is kind of about how do you heal those fractures and how do you get past things that happen to you? How do you move on? How do you heal? And so there is that kind of hope and light, but it starts out in a very dark place, I will say. And that leads to kind of the shadows name of it all.
Oh, there we go. All right. So let's get into it, man. Let me bring this baby up. I mean, look at this. Lockwood Apartments. Bro, I got to ask here, right? Because from what I understand, like you were talking, number 1 introduced a lot of fresh faces. But also number 2, and from what I understand, and is there any new character in the mythos that are going to shake things up in Greenwood?
Yeah, there's a lot. The Boney Boys I mentioned, or maybe the biggest addition. There is a new character that is in issue number 2 named Cody, who is a lot of fun. Because one thing that I wanted to fit into this was, now that the team are adults, wouldn't it be fun if they now had like a kid sidekick that followed them around and was sort of the kid character in the group? So Cody is like a 12-year-old kid who worships and idolizes Halloween team, and he starts trying to insert himself as their sidekick. So he's a really fun character.
He's that nosy neighbor kid. Like, get out of here, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's really fun.
Every time I go to New York, I have a kid like that. I promise you.
Yeah.
if he sees me outside, it's like, oh, and my mother says, that's your sidekick. She calls him my sidekick. I'm like, I don't even feel what the hell, bro. Anyway. I love kids, so I entertain them. So I gotta ask you though, because you have an amazing artist, bro. Man, please tell me, Buğra Berah?
Yeah, Buğra Berah. He is a brand new artist for Halloween team. He's been around. He's been doing really cool stuff on the independent scene. But we found him and recruited him to the team. And
How so? What was that romance like? Where'd you source him from?
You know what? It's funny. Originally we weren't sure if Matt Shults, the original artist, was going to be able to come back. And at first it looked like he wasn't going to be able to contribute due to his schedule. So I started looking for a new artist. And what I ended up doing is I just was browsing Kickstarter. And I was just looking through different comic book Kickstarters that were out there to see if there were any artists that just really jumped out to me. And all of a sudden I saw this Kickstarter and I was like, oh, this guy's art is perfect. And I reached out, just cold emailed him, and I was very lucky that he said he would, be down to do the art. So very quickly, it happened very quickly. And then I reached out to Matt later on because as I was finishing the script for Shadows, I realized, there's flashbacks in every issue. And wouldn't it be cool if we got Matt to come back and do the flashbacks for Shadows and have that continuity? Wow. So Matt was able to do that. So you get both, best of both worlds in Shadows. Buğra, who's doing amazing new art you can see here. This is one of my favorite panels of Casey just kicking ass and summoning a really badass magic spell.
Who's the colorist? Does Buğra do the coloring as well, or do you have another color?
Buğra did everything, the pencils, inks, colors. So,
boss level work, man. Salute. That was gorgeous. Look at this.
And this is one of the most fun parts, again, of doing Shadows and doing the sequel is that, in the first volume, we introduced this very mysterious character, Laura. It's not quite clear who she is, how she's connected to the team. And then at the very end of volume 1, you start to learn more about her, but we don't really get to deep dive into it until now. So we really focus on Laura in Shadows and really give a lot of her backstory and give more of her perspective and point of view. So that was really fun. You can see her here. She's trapped and in prison in hell. Not a great place to be. So a lot of the story in Shadows is about trying to free her from this prison in hell.
Wait. Is hell hot or is it cold?
I think hot. I mean, I'm sure.
If you see like horror movies, they always have cold breath and this, that, the other,
That's
right?
true.
I think that hell is actually like a burning cold.
I don't know. I mean, I think we're both like old school DC Comics fans, right? So I think, like a lot of people, I took a lot of inspiration from like Alan Moore, Swamp Thing, John Constantine, all those stories. And that, I think I read those at the right age where now whenever I think of like hell and demons, I always think about the way it was depicted back in those classic Swamp Thing issues.
Swamp Thing is one of the most boss level books ever.
For sure.
But again, you know what? Also, boss level folks, Halloween tea. You see this artistry, yo? Oh my God! Look at it. Just simple scenery like this. Look how gorgeous this artist, yo. Yeah,
it was really fun. Matt Shults for the original Halloween team. He did really great character designs, and he has a very unique style, very stylized. And so it was so fun to see Buğra come in and do his version of those characters that still captures the same essence, but is very much his spin. I think he's got a little more of like a traditional comic book style. So I really like the way that he depicts the characters, and I think it fits the book because this Shadows is much more action-y, has a lot of big blockbuster movie type of moments. So I think this art style kind of fits that really well.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, and look at it, folks. Each character looks very different, not the same. Line work, colors, everything. And the way that each one is emoting. A great showcase, I think, of talent right there. Yeah, for real. Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking the suit over there, but who this?
Well, this is our guy that we were just talking about, Benjamin Boney. So I'll give you a little behind-the-scenes info that, I worked very closely with Buğra on any of the new character designs. And I was thinking about how to describe Benjamin Boney, and I said, visually, he basically is like evil Alfred Pennyworth.
He looks like that, for real, bro.
Yeah.
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I'm thinking this, bro. Like, as this book, going to be hitting shelves soon, man, and you're keeping this momentum, bro. How do you feel, bro? Like working on the book, seeing the success of this, and moving forward with it. And again, for those not in the know, how many issues is this particular story? Are these one and dones or a mini series? What we got going on?
So this is another 4-issue miniseries. The first volume was 4 issues. This is now 4 issues. I will say though, this is like jam-packed where each issue is long. We get the page count up to 30, 35 pages in some instances.
Thank you. That's what a comic book should be, though, man. Let's go. I want to read my comic book.
There's a lot of story in this 4 issues. This is like, again, the big blockbuster movie of Halloween Team because so much stuff was set up in volume 1, and now this is really the payoff. And I wanted to make sure, like, because I had that kind of feeling in the pit of my stomach after volume 1 where it's like, oh man, should I have ended on a cliffhanger? There's still a lot of open threads by the end of Shadows, but I really want to give that sense of closure and resolution. So if you've been reading from the beginning, I think you'll be very satisfied with everything that happens in Shadows. And we definitely want to do more, but this, I think, is going to give you a very satisfying conclusion to the sort of origin story that we started in volume 1.
Ooh, my man is not playing around with this, yo. Look at scenes like this, even. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, and I love the relationships. What I love about this team of characters is that they all have their own set of relationships. So, like Tommy and Casey, you see here, they have a really interesting relationship where Casey has kind of done some not so great things to Tommy, but he sort of has like a hero worship for her because she's like the Batman of the team. She can do magic. She's super badass. Tommy's more of like a normal, guy who feels in over his head on these missions. So he kind of worships Casey in a way, which is a really fun dynamic to play off of.
Well, no pun intended, but he has Lady Luck on his side.
Exactly.
I mean, what the hell am I doing here? But whatever, I know she got me. Okay. Again, I mean, this book, and even to look at this cover right there that I'm showing you right? Dope, man.
Yeah, we introduced in the background of this cover is this bar called the Dancing Flame, and this is where it's a bar that's owned by the Boney family, and it definitely some like Twin Peaks inspiration there, but there's a lot of weird things that happen at this bar, and so
I think that's every bar in America.
When you grow up in a town when you're a kid, you don't know, and then you go back as an adult, right? And you're like, oh, there's like a bar here, there's like a club here. It's this whole feeling of like going back to your small town as an adult and realizing this sort of dark side to the town that maybe you didn't know about when you were a kid. So that's kind of a big theme of the book.
There we go. I can't wait, man. And when is issue 2 dropping?
Issue 2, we're hoping to get it out in the next few weeks. Fingers crossed, we're going to get it out right before Halloween at the end of the month. It's kind of coming down to the wire. So if it's not the last week of October, it should be the very beginning of November. But you can follow me on social media. I'll keep everyone posted. I really want to get 2 issues out before Halloween, but we'll see what we can do.
No, and it's gonna happen. You gotta manifest it. You got the right team, man. It's going to happen. And of course, issue number 1 is available now, right? So is this
issue 1 is available now? Yeah.
Is this as simple as them going to the Comic Press website and looking for Halloween team, and just there you go, dropping that paper and getting beautiful books?
Yeah. I mean, whatever platform you prefer. I know, I have a big library on my iPad from Amazon or Comicology, so I tend to buy things through them. Global Comics, I know a lot of people really love Global Comics. They're out there doing a great job. Comics.one is sort of a startup that is doing some really great things and promoting indie books and creators, so I always try and give them a shout out. And then the Comicer website too, where not only can you get the books, by the way, but you can get cool Halloween themed T-shirts if you want to have a nice Halloween shirt. And I apologize, my writing is not great, but I've got the shirt here.
That's one of them, folks. You see, you got that swag for y'all.
Exactly.
It's Halloween team. We're in the season. He's going to drop this book on Halloween. No two ways.
Yeah.
I'm confident it's going to drop. I mean, listen, this is what you got to do, folks. You can find my man Danny, and he got it locked down. Danny Baram. That's DANNYBARAM on X, Instagram, Thread, and Blue Sky. Y'all heard? He's all over the place right there. In the same name, lockdown. But of course, most importantly here, what y'all all got to do is support independent comic books. And with this amazing creator on deck right here, please go visit Comic Press, another dope independent publisher out there helping independent creators, get their books out there. So when you go and grab, all right, Halloween Team Shadows, right? After you pay for that, then I suggest you guys can go revisit the whole library that Comic got. And other amazing independent comic book creators that are on that platform as well. I mean, I know my people from Comic are blessed to see what y'all do. And again, this is open to y'all. Let's send me those press releases. Comic Crusaders wants to share everything and spread as much word as we can with the little power that we do have. But bro, now talk to me. We're coming to the end of Comic-Con seasons.
Yes.
Are you going to be making any appearances anywhere before the year?
I did. I was at the LA Comic-Con recently. That was fun. I didn't have like any official presence there, but I just kind of walked around, said hi to people, gave out some copies.
Networking. I get you, baby. The hustle. I love it.
Other than that, nothing immediate planned for right now, but I'll definitely try and let people know if they're based in Minnesota, so they're at a lot of shows in that neck of the woods. But yeah, I'll try and keep people posted if I'm going to be at any conventions or anything. I'm here in LA, so
let me know. I'll make sure to share because you're definitely Crusader familiar at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We love Halloween team, and for real, bro. From the first time we spoke to now, wow, amazing growth. This is why I like to be that viewer, see it, and I love to have y'all back on after a couple of years and be like, holy shit!
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's that means y'all serious in the game, really, mastering the craft and. It's folks like you that I really see success for. So continue doing what you're doing, D. You know what I mean? And as long as you do, we're here being a fan.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys are so supportive of indie comics, and I always say this, but there's so many good indie comics out there. I mean, Comicer alone, they've got great horror books out there. They've got a whole slate of great books, and there's just a lot of great stuff. I mean, Halloween Team is an indie book, but I really think it appeals to a wide group of people. So
it's a comic book. Maybe we should stop using those words, big two, premiere, whatever. It's a comic book. That's right on par with Marvel and DC. Make it happen, bro. That's what
I hope so.
I hope so. I see it.
Yeah.
I see it too. All right. So, Danny, once again, you delivered the chills over here, the feels. You delivered that fire, brother. Halloween Team Shadows Número Dos, mi gente. It proves that the story only gets deeper, creepier, and crazier. You heard, folks? So exactly how we like it here on Comic Crusaders. Don't sleep on this series. As Comic Crusaders approved, I need y'all to snag your copy, right? Number 1, which is on shelves right now, available at Comic Press, all right? Número Dos. We're looking for that Halloween drop, all right? So make sure you share that. You share your favorite panels, tag Danny, and I'm like, yo, I love this book. This is my favorite scene. Yeah, your artist is fire. Shout out Comic Press right there at Comic Press, COMICKER Press, all right? And show some indie comic love, mi gente. Because remember, heroes may fight in the dark. New fans, keep the light alive, baby. All right. So next time, keep your imagination wicked, your fandom live, and your weapon energy turned up. So peace and panels, y'all. Much love for later.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.